Welcome back, everyone, to Wrestling with Ski. And obviously, we have to talk about the go home episode of Raw from last night. Which, was better than the week before, so I have to give them credit for that. They did improve, but there was also some, why are we even doing this type stuff? Involved, but there's always going to be. Apparently, we just can't fix it. That's some takeaways and all that, but, so let's get into the whole, the main event picture, which is, Drew and Lashley. And, the night started out, obviously, Drew in the ring, cutting his promo, which he's really good at, by the way. I mean, at least I think so. Maybe it's just because of how bad a lot of people are at it. But, I mean, it's one of those, also, I think you need to just keep doing it and doing it and doing it. Where practice and getting comfortable and all that, helps. And barely ever having to do it, I mean, makes you look even worse. We need to go out and do it because you never do it. But, Drew says his piece. Lashley comes out, says his piece. Corbin comes out, and he's going to beat Drew's punk ass. The usual, didn't lead to anything exciting. But I will say that Corbin can indeed talk as well. So he's really mastered the art of just irritating the hell out of people. I mean, that's his job. So, I mean, he's doing a great job. I'm saying, good on you, Corbin. People hate you. That's exactly what they're supposed to do. I think it's a good thing for him. And that those two face off in the main event, and, with MVP on commentary. I might add, he's great at that, at talking. He did a great job filling in for Joe when he wasn't there. I might add, it was amazing how many times I know they don't, they were taping it and all that, but just to think if it was actually live, how much of that they wouldn't have been able to do with, Lashley backstage with his guys, then back at the commentary, then go back to talk to someone else, then he's back there doing commentary, then he goes back there with Lashley, comes out to the ring with him, goes back to commentary. He's good on the mic. There's a reason he's there. But him running his mouth the whole time, I mean, it all led to the same thing that we all knew was going to come. Corbin lost. After a good match, I might add you. Corbin can. From where he was when he first started, he was really just having squash matches a lot on, NXT and all that. But from where he started to where he is now, that's a great improvement. It was a good match. Way better than anything, than you could have hoped for. The amount of time they gave him, too. And it ends with Drew and Bobby stare down. I still think it's going to be Bobby at Mania. I mean, losing. I mean, Drew got to have his moment finally, but it wasn't in front of, a live audience and all that. So I don't see Bobby holding on. He got his moment, but, I mean, he can't talk. I mean, him trying to get everyone them doing the whole get in the locker room, take him out, you'll get a title shot for him, even though he's supposed to be the Almighty. I mean, I don't think that did him any favors. And so far, he took out Shelton, which is a shame because, again, Shelton's still one of the best talents they have out there. Last week, he took out Cedric this week. I mean, shocking that, he beat Teeny Tiny Cedric. They let Cedric put up more of a fight than I thought they were going to. But, I mean, did you see it going any other way? I mean, that's what Lashley's doing. Well, they've had building up Drew as he's taken out anything with a pulse. Ricochet and Ali last week after the attack. I mean, he's been going through all this stuff. Straight up wars with Sheamus. Those guys were just beating the hell out of each other for a couple of weeks there. It was amazing. I mean, then Corbin, he's just going through all these. And so far, Lashley's ragdolled Miz and Cedric and Shelton. So I just don't get it. But I don't know who they're going to. I really do think, though, it's going to be, as of right now, everything can change by the time, Saturday rolls around, but I think it's going to be Drew. It just makes sense after how he finally had his moment. Everyone was so behind him, and then how it ended. Ended up happening, really, with no fans in attendance in the Performance Center. Like, I think they're going to go there to have his moment. That's my feeling right now. By the end of the week, again, I'm sure everyone's feelings will change about everything. But that's just it. That's the feeling I got. You guys can tell me different if you want. Comment on there. Hell, we could do a live show together. I'm trying to do predictors so everyone could be there, but and come on. But I think that's what's going to happen. It just makes sense to have Drew win it, even if they turn around and have Lashley ragdoll him like at the next one, which I think is like Money in the Bank or whatever. It was after it. Ragdoll him. Go out there and get it. Lashley gets the title back. And goes on his thing, let him build back up to being just the dominant, monster that they had him being built up to be. And they could do all that, like a good, give Drew his moment, and Lashley build back up to it, get it. Drew can go and take some time off because he's been there this whole time. Like, there's a lot that can go on and happen there, so hopefully they do it. I'm not holding my breath, especially after last week's Raw. Like, I'm still just baffled as to how bad I found that to be. There's some people that said they didn't think it was that bad. I thought it was a dumpster fire. That was a waste of my life. I was like, man, 3 hours, I'll never get back. But, no, they did improve. And, I don't know, just for this long we've been waiting for Mania and them to have people, it's just not having Drew win in front of all those people and have that moment, because he never got it last year when he beat Brock. It just doesn't seem right. Doesn't feel right. So, we'll see how they do with that. And then AJ with, Amos versus, Xavier with Kofi, which was just dumb. Again, that was just a why the hell are we even here kind of thing. Like, literally. I mean, Kofi goes and, gets Amos all going, hits him with the microphone, rolls in the ring. Amos gets on the apron. They have him get down. That causes distraction. Boom. AJ gets rolled up. So I think them getting all those wins, and I think they're still going to have AJ win. Just because he's never had it. Moss's debut, that I don't see why they wouldn't. But just, just doesn't feel right if they don't. I mean, they'll still get their giant pop. Like, everyone loves a New Day. Everyone still will. I mean, everyone wants to see them as champion. At least a lot of people do. They're still selling merch and all that. Like, so them going against the two of them, I mean, when you come to like heel babyface thing, it makes more sense to have Xavier and Kofi against AJ and Amos and not, the Hurt Business, and especially now that happened and the Hurt Business is just blown up, but I don't know about that one. I mean, I really, just because they make such a big deal anymore, like, look how much in the last couple of years between Jeff Hardy's, Miz, like, all these people that they're like, what? Grand Slam champion. Well, Miz, the first ever 2-time Grand Slam champion. Like, all that. Like, that's the only one that AJ is missing. So I just don't see them having him lose or Amos in his first one. But we'll see. I mean, the last couple of weeks have just been a waste between game nights. That, last week and then it's just so much dumb. Last night was dumb. Like, I found it to be completely stupid. In fact, that's all I wrote. That was stupid. Like, as it was. And the talent that they had there, they could have put together something really, really good. And it seemed like a lot of the matches were literally just like, not even like commercial breaks involved. Like, I mean, I'm sure there were a lot, but it was just like, a lot of it. So we'll see what they do with that. But I think that's going to be Amos and AJ. It doesn't make sense otherwise, just because. Why have him go for the one thing he's never, like, held? And, like, Amos' first match, which gives him, like, he'd be tag team champ with AJ, so he can keep progressing and keep training, and AJ can, carry it and do everything, because I hate to say he's phenomenal, because, it's all over his gear, but he really is. So, we'll see how it goes. I hate it. I don't know, the whole thing. It's like Nia and Reginald. It's dumb, and I'm tired of seeing it, and please make it go away at this point. Again, I could be wrong, though. Pete loves it. Obviously, if they're doing it, somebody has to like it. I just don't happen to be that somebody or know anyone that's somebody or anything. Which then gets us to, something that's even just really stupid. And the word stupid is used a lot, but we see Strowman against Elias and Riker. I mean, shocker. No tags, none of that. You know, they just beat the hell out of each other. You know. And, calling, Shane comes out, calling, Braun stupid and all that, obviously. And he did his thing before Riker and Elias came out. And this was after Braun probably put out one of his best promos ever. I mean, he was right on point. No slips, no anything. I thought it was one of his best. You can tell me I'm crazy, but go back and watch it. I mean, that was like one of his best stuff on the mic right there ever. And I mean, we all knew who was going to win in the 2-on-1. Obviously, Strowman gets him. Yeah, Shane stays on the ramp, yada, yada, yada. But the real big thing I took away is Riker does a diving headbutt. Like, especially after all the people, the old timers told Benoit not to do it. And then what happened with Benoit because of his brain from doing all the concussion, and why the hell are they letting anyone still do that? But he got chewed apart when he got back. Like any of it. Like, the force that it puts on your brain. Like, why the hell would they let anyone do it? That was my one takeaway that I wrote down for the whole entire thing. Like, who in their right mind said, yeah, go for that? They've never gotten any trouble for, things that have happened because of people in their CTE from doing diving headbutts or headbutts of any sort. I mean, that's never led to anything bad. But, I mean, I don't know. We'll see what they do with that at Mania. I mean, it looks like it's going to be one of those, Braun conquering the bully. Like when Nia took out, got her first title run when she beat that lady right up there. Her at WrestleMania. When Alexa was playing, the bully and all that. Like, especially the people in there, it just seems like it's going to be a thing. And I hope that leads to something good for Braun finally, because dear God, from not supposed to have a match last year, him in WrestleManias. I mean, what do you remember? He won the tag team title with Nicholas, with the 10-year-old. He wasn't even supposed to have a match last year. At all. He was home, like he drove back home. Hey, well, change of plans. Roman isn't coming, so he had to go all the way back. That's the reason why he got his match, his title thing last year, and now he has a match with Shane in a cage. I don't know. I don't get it. I think it's dumb. Like, there's talent that could have been on the card. Like, Shane gets a match, and there's some people that don't. Like, I don't know, maybe it just bothers me too much, but I think Strowman deserves better, and the people that aren't on the card because of it, like, they deserve better as well. And I can't even say that against the Bad Bunny thing. Last night they finally played it out. He shows up in the Bugatti with Priest, Miz and Morrison paint all over, hey, hey, ho, ho, bunny symbols, like all kinds of things all over his car. His Bugatti, they attack him from behind when he gets to his car to see it. He did take a hell of a bump, flung across the hood of a car, got dragged by his hair, all that. He went out there, then Bunny show up, and Priest show up at the ring, and Bad Bunny gave a better promo, between two languages than most people that have been doing this for a bunch of years can give. So props to him. Granted, he's an entertainer, so talking and all that he should be good at. But he came out and did the thing, and it finally happened. Finally, thank God. It's gonna be a tag match at Mania with Priest and Morrison. They're in there. They waited till the end. They're all good, and I think that'll put everything a lot better because then you'll have three really trained guys, and Bad Bunny. So I think that'll add to the overall thing. Makes you wonder about who's going to win. The celebrities tend to seem to win these situations. Like maybe even Floyd Mayweather beat Big Show. So see how that works out. But I'm just happy that they finally did it and pulled the trigger. And finally, it's officially a tag match, which puts so much more value in that thing. So much more. I was like, man, that's gonna. They could pull off something good. We've seen them all do it, but and the Miz is, there's a reason he's still there. He is talented, so he could do it. It's just, thank God, thank you Jesus for letting that be a tag match now. That helped out all across the board altogether. We got Asuka and Rhea. They went against Nia and Shayna, obviously Reginald was there. Lots of dominance from the tag champs. And then the second, Asuka started getting control, there was Rhea. Boom, slams her on the outside, throws her back in the ring to get a knee from Shayna, and they win. Which again told a better story. Boom, go get it. So, made that dynamic because they had a very short amount of time to build that up. 3 weeks total? So at least put that going into it. Who do I don't know. I haven't made up my mind on who's going to win that one yet. And they're doing a lot of work to help Rhea, and I don't think they would have her lose 2 years in a row. For how big of a deal she was in NXT and everything she meant to them, to lose to Charlotte, and then she had a good run there and lost to Raquel. Now to come up here, to have her be gone that much, come back for 3 weeks, and then have her lose at Mania, it just doesn't make sense. And especially to have a second straight loss in her 2 Mania appearances. And Asuka's been there for forever, but Asuka has been there doing it for forever, so I don't know. We'll see how that really works out, the dynamic. Again, there's only been 3 weeks now? She came out, challenged her, so we've had really 2 weeks of them trying to build up, really have any chance to build anything, which I think might have been, too short of amount of time, but at least they did something for it. They're trying. Can't take that away from them. Can't take away their effort. So, and that leads us to Riddle and Mustafa Ali, Sheamus on commentary, who's just a funny guy, Sheamus on commentary, but, Riddle has control, puts on Sheamus' hat, dances around, gets a Russian leg sweep from behind from Ali. It was a great match. Ali proved, showed why he was having that run before he got hurt, and then while Kofi Mania was born, that was his spot. He was on that run. I just wish they could go back and do that. They waste that whole Retribution thing was just a waste. The second you heard their names as Elba, you knew it wasn't going to last. How they had it running, showing up all the secrets and exposing all these people, that was a good thing. They should have kept it going with that, but then, turned into what it was, and now look at it. It broke up, inside 10 minutes it seems, but that was a good match. And hopefully Ali, this turns into something. Hopefully. For him, he gets to go and do more than just, be the crazy guy, now he's a man on an island. So we'll see how it works out. But he put up a good fight against Riddle. He lost, but obviously, he's not going to have Riddle lose with Sheamus right there. So, he wins before Mania. He has to stare down with him. All the normal, a lot of stare downs last night. But, they had to let him do it. It wouldn't have made sense to have Ali win right there. But hopefully it turns into something for him. Because, again, he was on that tear. And that was his spot until he got hurt. So, we'll see how that works out. And that brings me up to the closer. Could someone explain to me, or I talked to one person, they said they're okay with the idea, how the tag team turmoil match is going to be on night 1 of Mania to determine who they're going to defend the tag titles against on night 2. Announce these things here. Where Mandy and Dana against Lana and Naomi, against the Riot Squad, against Natty and Tamina. On night 1 are going to face each other, and then the winner gets a title shot on Sunday. Could someone enlighten me how that tag team turmoil match is going to be on night 1? So they can all be on Mania. Just for number 1 contender. But yet the Fatal 4-Way, SmackDown tag title match is relegated to SmackDown. It does so a title match doesn't make the card. But this tag team turmoil match with all the women does make the card. Hell, Shane made the card. But an actual championship didn't. They could do the tag team turmoil on SmackDown. They could have done that Fatal 4-Way instead of the men's tag team title match. Put the title match on WrestleMania, and then have the winner from Friday. Boom, SmackDown. It shows up on night 2, gets to fight whoever it is, SmackDown, Raw, whichever team wins from whatever show. But they get to go on there, and then all the titles are showcased. And the only thing you're missing from the Mania card is the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal and a tag team turmoil match to determine who's going to face the champions on night 2. That spot should be the tag team champs. I'm sorry. The title should be on the line on like WrestleMania. Like relegating it to SmackDown pretty much degrades it even lower than it already is. What the hell's the point of having it? If a number one contenders match for the women's tag titles is more valuable to the card than an actual championship, like how much garbage do you have to feel like if you're the SmackDown tag champs? How big of a dumpster fire do you have to feel like? If your match is only good enough for, like, if there's number one contender matches on the Mania card and you guys didn't even make it. Especially with, like, the Profits, how much they carried the year. Ziggler, he deserves it. He's been around for forever and he still puts on good matches. They've been building up, everyone else too. They've been doing a good job. Like, getting everyone involved, at least. Getting people involved so they mean something. And, like, that gets relegated. Well, I'm sorry, if you think that deserves to be there. Yeah, that title match deserves to be on SmackDown, and the Gauntlet Qualifier, Turmoil, whatever the hell they call it, deserves to be on the main card of Mania. Like, I'm sorry, there's something wrong there. Like, it's Mania. You could find a way to squeeze it all in there. Leave the Memorial Battle Royal on SmackDown, whatever. Like, it hasn't actually done anything for anyone that's won it, but why the hell are we moving actual title matches off the main card and letting number one contender matches be on the main card? Like, it just doesn't make lick sense at all. It's stupid. And if you don't think so, that's okay. We're all allowed to have different opinions. I just think it doesn't make a lick sense. Kind of like insulting everyone in there. Especially for how little, like the Riot Squad. They're only in there to get squashed, and Natty and Tamina just showed up. Lana and Naomi, like, Naomi got squashed last time we see her. They got beat up. I mean, like, Mandy and Dana, I mean, you do see them. But you don't see them all every week. I mean, there's always, until they're doing sneak attacks. You didn't see Natty and Tamina until, like, doing anything until really recently. All these attacks and matches and stuff. Like, I mean, at least Mandy and Dana have been around for a while, and Naomi and Lana, but that's my that one just pisses me off, so I really don't care. I mean, really, who's going to beat Nia and them? I mean, like, with Reggie? Shit. Like, that's the one that I don't care about at all anymore, just because of that. Because if Shane gets a match and Tag Team Turmoil number one contender match gets a match on the card, and the actual championship doesn't, that's just ridiculous. But again, that's just me. But I appreciate you listening. I really do. Lots of wrestling this week. I'm sure I'm going to go much more long-winded at some point. Really long-winded. But it should be a good week. Be a really good week. Again, if you like the videos are available. Facebook, YouTube, and Rumble. And the audio-only content is available through Spotify, Anchor, Breaker, Pocket Casts, Radio Public, and Google Podcasts if you want to listen there. And if you have any of those, like and follow on all of them. It helps me, it helps y'all, it helps more people see it, gets more eyeballs on it, so we can have better conversations. I can bring more people. I can actually get someone on. We could have like real conversations. I think that'll help. Better for everybody. So, like, share, follow, comment, share the videos out so more people can see it. Tell me what you think. Feedback. It's a wonderful thing. Tell me if you want to come on here, but that's just from the heart what I thought about all of it. So we'll see. We're all going to agree, but I mean, sure, we can agree on something. So, again, watch some stuff, enjoy your day, wherever you are, do whatever you can. And until tomorrow, my friends, peace.